Welcome back, guys. This is a space where we talk about all things human. My name is Shadia and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And today we are getting back into Ren with Money Game Part 1. I can't tell you how many times Money Game was listed in my comments. It has been lurking in the shadows of my life for a good minute now. Like, I gotta get to it. I'm ready for it now. And it looks like there's 3 parts to this. If I'm wrong, because I've been wrong before, let me know. I always appreciate your guidance. So that's the goal right now. It's the mission to do all 3 parts of this. And I'm just thrilled. I'm just thrilled to be back in this space. These are the conversations I love to have the most. And Ren just like, gimme, always leaves me like, I don't know, with all these different feelings and thoughts. So I'm excited for whatever this is about to bring me. Money Game by Ren, Part 1. Let's go.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes, I'm pained. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money.
First of all, camera person, cool. Whoever put this creative bit together, cool. I feel like I'm actually here, like I'm walking with him in this space. So I just thought that was cool. I see the title now, Money Game, and maybe perhaps I know he can pivot so hard knowing Ren, but for right now I'm beginning to understand why it's called Money Game. So yes, I mean, on one side I could speak to, which I probably have before, but in essence, how money is kind of a game to some extent, right? Especially given whatever hierarchies and systems and governments and tax brackets and taxes and whatever. I mean, sometimes there's a bit of a game that is played in terms of money. And money, if you play your cards right, you can really have a lot of money in this life. And sometimes it's about working hard and really buckling down, and then you can get more money. So whatever, money is a bit of a game per se. We could say that. But what I really wanted to talk about was 2 things that he mentioned that stuck out to me real hard, which was, on one side, he mentioned the word inferiority. And that stuck out to me from the mental health lens, because inferiority can create very dark behaviors or responses in the world, because to feel small is pain, right? It's a wound. It's something that is hurting, and it may ask of you the wrong thing when it actually needs this other thing, right? There's always a choice we can make, a path we can walk to some extent. And the fact that he's talking about money and he mentioned that word inferior, I was thinking about how many horrible things we do for the sake of money because we feel inferior, because we feel small in a world that makes us feel, or is causing us to feel. I can look at it from multiple different ways depending on what we're exactly talking about. But if I feel hopeless and I feel helpless and I feel small and there's certain things that I cannot do, and then I feel embarrassed, I feel ashamed, I feel, ridiculed, I feel judged. Like you see, there's so many things that can come from the lack of money, and it can create, because I feel so small, these really dark responses. But then on the other side, sometimes it compels people to do phenomenal things because they know what it was like to grow up, maybe homeless or watching their parents struggle. And so they work so incredibly hard because they never want to feel that way again. And then they end up doing phenomenal things, whether it is for themselves, for their families, or for others, and whatever. So that's why I said there's always all these like little choices and paths we may start to take. And I can speak forever just in the essence of inferiority. So when he said that word, I was like, wow, there's already so much there. The other thing that he said that stuck out to me was, I can't remember the words exactly. He said something along the lines of like eerie theories, some sort of theories, and weary-minded men. That stuck out to me and I feel like is so relevant today, is just the funneling of information, and depending on where our mind lies will determine greatly what is now done or how that information was taken, right? Or what we will do with it. It's important in terms of being intelligent and having good critical thinking skills, and not to the point where you're like paranoid of everything you're receiving, but to just be very mindful that certain theories or conspiracies or notions, right, that come from this side and that, and the agendas that are put forward, and blank, 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 and blank, that onto someone who is weary-minded, someone who's tired, someone who's susceptible, can now take that into a particular place. It doesn't always have to be catastrophic, but it can be just enough of a detriment where now it causes harm to that person's life, their community, whatever. So anyways, all that stuck out to me. It was, what are we, 45 seconds in? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go from there.
But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
That. Ooh, I like how he said that. Money can really rob us sometimes of our innocence. That's what that reminded me of. I just spoke to, like, it can cause a particular response in terms of our behavior. Because money, I mean, it can't be naive, right? Money is important in the world that we live in. If I don't have it, I can't feed my family. If I don't have it, I can't have a place to live, right? It's the truth of the world we live in, and we all want to live good lives, and I'll let you decide what is good for you. What do you say? A child into a killer, or basically this, about, oh my gosh, my brain. Like a paradox, like, right? These opposites that are conflicting with each other. It's really hot, guys. I'm sorry. My brain is all fumbled. But in essence, this robbing of innocence, right? Money can absolutely rob us of our innocence. Who are you if you didn't have to do particular things to get money, or if money wasn't at the forefront of your mind, or if you didn't feel helpless, if you didn't feel so lost in this grand money game? Who would you have been, right? Would that child have become a killer? Would that neighbor become a robber? Would your teacher become a criminal? Like, and I'm not justifying these actions. I've said this many times, that it's important for us to be accountable and to do the work and to do the things that is required of us as humans. But that doesn't mean that we can't have conversations to further our understanding as to why things happen, because then we can, maybe have better systems in place or better whatever. So anyways, accountability is always important, right? And I can't speak to every individual case, right? Let me put that out there as well. But let's get back into the song, because my brain's already like, holy shit.
Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we'd like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
Sorry, I know he's about to probably get into something else that's amazing. I just need to pause for a moment, because I've been like this ever since I was little. Like, I can watch anything or hear a story or whatever, and I would say I could put myself into anyone's shoes, and it's not because I can understand what someone else has gone through. I can't, because I have not lived that life. But it's like my mind and my nervous system can embody it to whatever extent it can. And basically I was just watching this and like my heart rate was picking up and I was feeling like very like fight or flight. I wanted to protect this person, but I was also feeling their fear and like the body language. Ren does such a good job at displaying body language and the emotions like in such an appropriate manner that you can, like, at least for me, you can literally feel and take on that person's fear that's sitting in the chair. And then when he grabbed the bat, it's like, I can't imagine, right? Like playing and anticipating, like, what's next, what's next. And in essence, like, okay, there's that inferiority, right? When you feel so small and you feel so weak and you feel so helpless. Those were all the feelings that I was kind of absorbing. And so anyways, I just took a pause and yeah, let's go back.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak, our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep.
There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. What a brilliant individual. Yeah. That one was really close to home for me. In terms of, you know, the colonizing and you came from you and you came from you and you came from you, and where everyone's so quick to demonize this, that, and the other, yet we do the same exact thing over and over and over again and call it justice. We make it sound like it's different. It's a definition of insanity. And I think overall, I mean, that part that just pains me more than anything is like, I've probably said this before, how we're all just like so much more alike than we are different, and that includes our pursuit and what we want in this life, yet we keep acting like we're morally higher than the other, and we keep committing this, like, these atrocities, and then we watch suffering and we label it as, you know, a fight for or against whatever. And it's, again, there's just real people are suffering, real people have lost and have to live with that loss. And like I said, it's really close to home for me in terms of my background. And I also, there's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. That right there is also everything regarding mental health. We live in the gray. We do not sit in black and white. That is where so much suffering lies. We live in the gray. And it's crazy to me how much governments want black and white. There will be suffering. How we speak about morality, like black and there's right and there's no gray. It's like, well, I did this because of this. It's like, there's people that are still dying. So it doesn't justify it. But maybe if we spoke about it differently or did something different, it just, I feel a bit rambly in this part of the song. It just really is profound, because it doesn't matter where we are in the world. I think so many of us feel so similar regarding these pains that we are witnessing. And then it goes back to that inferiority where it's like, what can I do watching these things unfold? And I do think sometimes we forget just how much power we have. And I've spoken to this so many times and I believe it. And some of you may not, and that's okay. But I will speak to it in the essence of, I can watch the greater world at large, and I can especially watch certain aspects that are close to me and feel helpless and small and unable to make change. But you know, I did make change. I make change in my own backyard every day. I strive to be the best that I can be in my very own community. And I'm not perfect. I have my days where I'm quiet, or maybe I'm not the most kind, or, I just don't know what to say, or I'm awkward, or something got away from me. But that doesn't mean I stop trying. Because if I stop trying, then I am hopeless. If I stop trying, I don't believe anymore. And if I stop trying, maybe I become the very thing that I hate in this world. And I refuse to become that. So, in essence, that was my promise that I've spoken to many times on here or in other videos that I intend to keep, and why something like this does hit home for me, because I can see it from different lenses and I can understand it in different parts, but it won't take away from at least me as a person, because for me, once you feel helpless and hopeless, it's like, then what's the point? And I think there is a point. Is the point that I'm trying to make. I hope that all made sense.
Do we sleep? Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise, who distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game.
Pivot. I knew he was going to pivot somewhere. I did not expect that in the slightest. I guess the first thing I'll speak to is when he was abusing that person or torturing them. I don't think they had the eyes at the beginning, right? That was added, or he added it. And I think because I've been spending time with Ren, I'm like, he doesn't do anything for no reason. And so whether that is like supposed to send that message of, like we think we see or we act like we see, but we don't actually, and we're quite naive, or maybe it's a choice that we're making to be kind of like ignorance is bliss, right? We all are just kind of walking around with these masks on. I'm sure there's lots of different ways you might be able to take that, but I was just very crafty where I was like, oh, like there's always so many little pieces that make you think. And then watching his face change emotionally, right? It goes from like anger and this joy of messing with this person, but he stopped twice. He stopped with the bat and he stopped with the gasoline. There's something within him that was just like pulled him back. And it's not just Ren, it's not just this character that he's playing in this song. Like, it's a very real thing that I'm sure people have struggled with, right? Or we see it sometimes even on the news, right? These certain things where it's like either someone did the act or they didn't, but they stopped and they got caught before, or they just stopped and we don't even know that these are things are happening. But that pullback of like, I really want to, and I have all these feelings in me and all this stuff, and I'm gonna, and then there was a part of him that had, I don't know whether it was remorse, empathy, sympathy, or maybe he was just tired and he was like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to inflict pain, but I don't want to be here anymore either because of my internal pain. You can't do something like that without internal pain. So his internal pain was quite large. And then to want to inflict that upon himself. Yeah. And I think for a lot of us just watching that last piece, it is kind of like watching a movie, but like I said, sometimes you can really embody and take on the feelings that you're watching in this, but then also kind of projecting or perhaps putting, your own life onto these stories of, how many people have thought about trying to take something or steal, or, maybe if I just did this too, right? Like maybe I can blah, blah, blah. And we all have to decide for ourselves our own moral compass and our values and what ground we want to stand on and the life that we want to lead. It's so very important all around. The other part of my brain is honestly just spewing of like, where does this go because of how it ended? This is, again, I know we love Ren and all the things, but that's probably where my brain is heaviest right now, if I'm being completely transparent, is where do we go from here? And yeah. I hope everything made sense that I spoke to in this. This was a very interesting take on this topic, and I guess I'll see you on the next one, Money Game Part 2. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to sit with me right now for like the next 10 minutes as I just sit with this. But all right, I will see you on the next one, Money Game Part 2. And I can't wait until then. I hope you guys will sit with me on that one. And until then, please stay human.